Welcome to Making It Happen, the podcast for working parents who are raising kids, growing careers, and trying to stay grounded in the process. I'm your host, Pauline Roth.
Bye. Love you. Mwah.
Well, thank you for joining me on Making It Happen. I'm so excited to have you on this podcast. This is my guest, Adam Gay. So,
Hello.
Adam, tell everyone a little bit about yourself. Well, just to start off with, I am wearing your
Yes.
t-shirt because you are in a band. You are
Yes.
the drummer of a band. But tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, so thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and this is an honor. So, to get a little bit about myself, I'm a full-time drummer, so I've been making it happen, being a full-time drummer for the last few years of my life, and I've gotten to be in a band, go tour, be a teacher, online influencer now, trying to make content and all that, and
So, how long have you been in the band?
The band When the Sun Sets, I've been in for 2 years. The band's been around for 8 years, but I joined about 2 years ago, and since then we went from 25,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, grew to over 100 plus now.
That's awesome.
So it's been a ride. We've gotten to tour all over. You saw us in Tampa,
Mhm.
got to get the shirt there.
So, how did this come about? How did it start? Like, who asked you to be in the band, or did you want to be? Like, tell me how that worked.
Yeah, so I was in another band called Cleveland Avenue, and that was like my first pop punk project that kind of got me into the scene of that genre and playing around local Chicago shows. And we were, When the Sunsets in Cleveland Avenue, had played a bunch of shows together. So we kind of knew about each other, and it was just kind of going back and forth. And then there was one show we played together, and their drummer couldn't make the show. So then they asked me to fill in. They said like, "Hey, we know you're playing the show. If you want to do double duty," and I was like, "Of course." I never say no, especially at this point in my career. I'm saying yes to everything to see what works and
And
getting
what
to
doesn't?
getting to
you
check
just
things off the list.
it has to be trial and error, right? You got to try a lot of things before you say, okay, no, this is not what I want.
Yeah. So I just said yes, of course, and it was honestly like perfect timing of my band Cleveland Avenue. Our singer had gotten married and had his first kid around that time, so we were on the decline and we're about to take a break. And then after I played that show with When the Sun Sets, they loved my style of how I was playing and just the connection that we were able to make right away. They could trust me behind the kit, just knowing the songs right away.
Yeah.
So it just worked out where they're like, "Hey, we need a full-time drummer. Our drummer's not sticking around with us." So I was all in. I was just ready for the next project. Um, I've always just been a drummer in multiple bands. Like
Mhm.
I think I was like 4 or 5 bands at all times, but this was like the first band that took me to that next step of touring and really seeing what
So
it's
when
like.
did your parents put you in band when you were little?
Yeah, fourth grade band was my
Okay.
very first exposure to drums.
Okay.
So I was in all the school bands from then, and I almost quit drums when I was 16, 17. I didn't really find it enjoyable while I was in the school band. It was kind of boring. I was like, "Mom, I don't want to do this." And luckily my mom told me like just stick through it till the end of high school. Once you're out of high school, I don't care what you do. And stuck with it. And then my senior year of high school was when I started my first band with my friends. And
And then
what?
you're like, now we're playing the music we
Yeah.
want to play, so it's cool now.
Yeah, as weird as it sounds, like the first time I ever felt like passionate for music, like I was
Mhm.
always like, I was kind of naturally good as a kid, just like picked it up quick and was able to learn all the things. But like as soon as we had our first band practice in my bedroom, we had no microphone, like PA system. We had just like my friends screaming, a little guitar amp, my crappy untuned drum set at the time.
Yeah.
But I still remember that feeling to this day where that was magic, and that's what I knew music had some spark inside me, and just went from there playing
Yeah, and
basement shows.
that's now what you want to do, right?
Yeah, I truly made it my passion, and it took a bunch of years of just doing it for fun and really learning all the ins and outs. I'm a person that wants to learn everything about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I like right out of high school I started working at music venues, doing live sound, learning how studios work so I could record my own songs with my bands, learning how to release songs, record music videos, put out content, promoting. So just over the span of the last 10 years of my life, I've learned a little bit about the whole industry to get a
That's cool.
good picture of
Yeah.
what it's all about.
So now that you've learned a little bit about everything, is this what you want for your future?
Yeah, so I used to get mad at myself when I would like want to be so curious about everything because I was always just wanting to be really good at something. I was like, my motivation would take me from one thing to another, and I would get mad at myself of like, oh, why am I not getting really like progressing at one thing? Because I
Mm-hmm.
knew I was like, I had the potential to do it. But now with kind of getting into online coaching, over the past year, I've built my own coaching program, and I've been able to really tie in everything that I've learned, and
Coaching what?
uh, primarily drummers right now.
Okay.
So taking drummers that don't know where to go and how to get gigs and how to promote themselves professionally. I'm able to use all my expertise and knowledge over the past 10 years to guide any drummer. I can kind of see where their situation is at, where their struggles are, and kind of be able to build a roadmap for them and show them how to get there. Because I was able to do that for myself
Mm-hmm.
over the past 2 years. I kind of have a crazy story of how I really got into like making money with music, and it was
Tell us.
it was when I was 23. My dad kind of started questioning me like, hey, like, what do you want to do for a career? Like, you need to start thinking about what you're going to do for a family, how you're going to support. You're starting to get to that age where you need to figure it out. And I remember having a conversation with him. We were drinking a beer on the porch, and I was like, I'm passionate about music and I know I can do it. And he kind of just like wrote me off like, but you need to have a plan B. And for me, I took that as the motivation to say I'm gonna show him. I took that as full fuel to figure it out. So that was a few months before I turned 24, and 24 is my lucky like number.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like that was just like, oh, like okay, if I'm really gonna make it happen, I need to figure it out like in this year. Like 24 is gonna be the year I figure out something. And the best question I ever asked myself was, okay, where do I want to be at 25? And that was the first time I ever
Mm-hmm.
looked in the future of like, where do I actually want to be? Like physically, money wise, doing job. Like I'm not just gonna wake up and guess every day. Like
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a certain place, and that was like the first time I learned about like kind of manifesting. So when I turned 24, I kind of gave myself like a year clock of how to make $2,000 a month consistently from just music. And I knew I could do that from teaching, playing more gigs, and recording sessions, and wanted to make content about it. So over that year, I just started building up different income streams. And the month I turned 25, I was able to make $2,000 for like my first month ever straight from music.
That's
And
amazing.
it was honestly the most proud moment I think of my life.
I'm sure.
I was able to tell my dad like on my 25th birthday, like, hey, like
This
I'm
is
actually,
what I did.
yeah. And the moment that switched for him, I was able, that weekend I turned 25, I played a gig where I got called on a Tuesday to do a 3-hour gig that Saturday with no practice. The band just like, hey, we need a drummer. Our drummer dropped, and we know you could do it. So they just sent me the set list, and within 3 days, I learned the whole set list, and my dad saw that show, and he was mind blown of how I was able to look so natural up there. And that night he told me, like, I believe in you. And since then, I've stacked goals on top of each other to really make it happen. And now I'm in the next phase of how do I take what I did for myself over the past 2 years of being able to build that roadmap, and how do I help other people do the same?
That's amazing. That's a great story. Tell me about when your dad, or actually, no, let's go back to what you said earlier that you manifested, right? So,
Yeah.
what is your process like? How did you get there?
So the first time I ever manifested anything was when, like, the moment I turned 20. I remember the night I turned, like, my birthday turned from 19 to 20. And it was the first time I ever reflected on my life. I was always just kind of in reactive mode in my teenage years, and
Mm-hmm.
not the best person, of the most outgoing person. Like, anybody that knew me from back then,
You were young.
yeah. And I just was a completely different person back then. But I looked at my life like, all right, how much stuff has happened from being 10 years old to, like, this moment turning 20? And I realized how much stuff can happen in 10 years. And I had this moment where I'm like, one day I'm going to be 30, and I'm going to look back and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to look what happened from the moment I turned 20 to 30. And the only difference now is I get to make the rules. When you're in your teenage years,
Mm-hmm.
you have no control over where you live, what school you go to, the people around you. But in your 20s, like, you have to figure it out, and you have the power to make the rules. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize they're the ones making the rules until
Mm-hmm.
it's too late, and then they regret, like, the moments that they didn't spend, like, focusing in. So that was my first moment of manifesting, just knowing in my 20s I didn't know exactly what I wanted, but I just knew I wanted to make it my own. Like, I knew I had the power to do something. And just ever since I turned 20, that truly changed my life.
So, did you have, okay, so did you have like a process like, oh, today I'm going to think positively, or like what was your process to manifest it for yourself?
Yeah, so I just started kind of getting into self help development,
Okay.
people, YouTubers, podcasts, and all that. And
Tony Robbins?
yes, Tony Robbins was a huge one. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Rob Dyrdek, all these people that have just made massive changes in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing I was capable of that, and just, I slowly stopped watching TV. I stopped doing just hooligan stuff that would just waste my time. And
Mm-hmm.
I kind of vowed to, my kind of motivational saying to myself is 1% better every day. If I can do one thing that just pushes my needle forward, even if it's just like messaging somebody, posting a piece of content, even cleaning my room on, like, a bad day where I need a break from business stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just something that is going to set me up for a better tomorrow is how I live every single day. So I don't let a day pass by without getting a little bit closer to some goal that I have.
That's truly amazing because I don't, did your parents talk about this stuff, or where did this come from? You just came up with it on your own?
Yeah, truly, I had a rough, like, teenage years. I was getting into trouble, bad relationships. I didn't know how to communicate. Had some anger, anxiety issues,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to therapy a few times. But I just, it was a true motivation of just in myself. Like, I know I'm capable. I'm talented. I have so much drive. I'm good with talking to people. I know I'm capable of more. And, like, my biggest fear was, like, throwing that away for doing something dumb, or just letting life control me.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest fear is honestly just working a job that I hate and that I have to go into every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen my dad, he worked for like a pretty shitty boss uh, during my teenage years. So seeing how upset he would be at work, like that was my biggest motivator that I don't want to do that. So to avoid that, I have to find the power within
Mm-hmm.
to really do it for myself.
That's amazing. I love that.
I could
I
go on about this all day.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's talk about we talked about the band manifesting, but what does the next 10 years look like for you? What do you want to accomplish?
Yeah, so for me, I read a book. It was called How to Master Your Focus. Forgot who the author is. But I read that when I was in my 24 year. And one of the things was like, okay, what's the biggest goal you want in your lifetime? Like you're on your deathbed, and what's one thing that you want to accomplish? And it was like just the crazy, like think crazy, and then let's work backwards of how to get there. And the realization I kind of made at that time was I just wanted to change the world and make it a better place for everybody I come in contact with. I wanted to, in my deathbed, I wanted to be a part of something that truly makes people happy because I was able to find happiness and passion through what I'm doing. And if everybody got to experience just that self driving passion, this whole world would be a better place. Everybody wouldn't be so
Yep.
judgmental against everybody else. So from there, I kind of worked backwards of I really want to get into changing like the world and politics and all that. I could go on about crazy tangent on that, but I kind of piece my life together in like milestones that I kind of want to vaguely hit. So I told myself like from 25 to 30, I just wanted to focus on music and really put my time into my talent right now,
Mm-hmm.
build up a platform where people know me for being a drummer and online influencer and just getting people to smile like through my drumming and all that. After 30, I would love to get into the mental health space with my platform and being able to get on these podcasts like with Tony Robbins and all these self-help people. So
Mm-hmm.
then it kind of gets me into that space and I can go help kids that are struggling and help people around the world with doing seminars and all that.
Yeah.
And then I want to evolve that into politics and really trying to make change in this world. So it's not just we all just accept what is. And
Yeah.
so,
That's one thing that as I'm listening to you talk, you're saying amazing things that I obviously want to teach my children, but I tell them all the time. I'm like, you are in control of everything. So you have to learn, like if I tell them if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't.
true that.
So like it's just amazing to hear it from you because it's refreshing because I think more people need to be like that. You are in control of your life, and
Mhm.
if you want it to happen, you're going to make it happen. If
True.
you don't, then it's not going to happen.
True that. I take so much pride in myself for being able to do it on my own.
Mhm.
And I see a lot of people just struggling with how to take the first step. And even like with my coaching program, I'm running ads to people and people respond to DM me and then we talk and hop on a sales call. And the biggest thing that I notice is people have these goals, but they don't know where to start.
Mhm.
And just having that first initiative to have somebody guide you is the biggest thing that I think I'm capable of in my life. And just being a teacher, my mom's a teacher, so I got a lot of teaching knowledge from her and just seeing how she's like one of the favorited teachers in the middle school. All the kids love her. And so I got a lot of influence from that, just
Mhm.
seeing how she's able to show authority, but still connect with people on a human level to make
Mm-hmm.
sure they feel heard. And I've gotten a bunch of feedback from my coaching program, like, you are the only person that's like kind of taking the step to show people, musicians, of how to take that first step of what to
Yeah,
do.
because the thing I notice with a lot of people is that people don't believe in themselves.
Hmm.
And when you don't believe in yourself, then nobody's going to believe in you.
True that.
You have to believe in yourself. So I'm so happy that you're doing this for other people because you're helping them learn how to believe in themselves.
Yeah. Um, Tony Robbins has been like a huge motivator for me of analyzing how he's able to get people to like believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's all psychology of just rewiring your brain just to think of little things differently every day,
Mm-hmm.
and just focusing on taking care of yourself. If you love yourself, then you're able to love others. And I have a whole kind of process and lifestyle that I've built out for myself that I want to live by these rules every day. And I want to be able to love myself, love others, be able to have a lifestyle that really promotes the person I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be able to make passionate work through that and be able to receive financial wealth through the things that I love.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, what else can we talk about? Like, there's so much stuff. You have all these courses that you're building, right?
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about that. Like, what is the plan for that, and where do you want to move it going forward?
Yeah, so for me, like, because of all my knowledge of expertise that I've kind of built up over the past 10 years, I'm building a course on specifically for drummers of how to get gigs and like gig
Mm-hmm.
preparation. I'm doing one on how to become a drum teacher and what warm ups to do and how to guide a drum lesson. Then I'm building one on how to make a studio, how to run all the audio, how to mix, and a bunch of little, like, I have like 10 courses in my queue to make. But the goal is to have a bunch of small courses and content that I can sell to people, but then also have my high ticket coaching that kind of feeds all into that.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of tiered steps of working with me and being able to just help anybody in little niches of what they need help with. And it's hard right now. I'm a one man team kind of
Mm-hmm.
doing all this myself, but it's kind of slowly building into other people are noticing what I'm doing. Especially with social media, that's like the powerful thing is I'm posting 4 times a day, just to get my name out there and people to recognize my brand. So then
Mm-hmm.
when I do build these courses, then it's going to be people trusted me
Yeah.
to serve them. So,
Yeah. That's amazing.
but yeah, it's something.
You're a one man show right now, but I'm telling you, you won't be in the future. You're
Yeah.
gonna have all kinds of people working for you.
Yes, I cannot wait for that day.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been really trying to do it all myself because my brain is a weird wonderland full of ideas. And even like we were talking on the couch about Patreon and all this
Yes.
stuff, and I'm just full of marketing ideas, and all I watch is like marketing stuff on YouTube.
Mhm.
So I'm just always trying to find ways that you can connect with fans and people to really trust you and your brand
Mm-hmm.
to get them to get value out of it.
Yep.
But with social media, I kind of changed my strategy recently to really add value through every post that I make. And with social media, I've been able to find like the 3 main pillars of value that can get anybody to build a brand for themselves through educational value, inspirational value, and entertainment value. And if
Mhm.
you're able to kind of crack those keys with an audience, then you're really able to build trust with them and show the way.
Yeah. And then they're gonna want to do or buy whatever you're selling.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah. It's the start of the entrepreneurial mindset. I've only kind of started this mindset about a year ago. I started like a high ticket coaching program myself to learn how to become a coach and
Mm-hmm.
all the back end marketing stuff of running funnels and ads and all that.
I know you've only been doing it for a little while, about a year, right?
Yeah.
But what would you say the hardest part of being an entrepreneur is?
Um, there's just so much things that you have to think about now.
Mm-hmm.
it's it's not a simple roadmap for anybody. Then I run into this problem like the shiny object syndrome where there's always going to be somebody shining a new software in your face like, "Oh, this can solve this problem." And
You're
you're
like,
like,
oh, that.
"Yeah." And I click on ads all the time. My Instagram algorithm knows me way too well now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the hardest part is just finding the right tools or the right people to learn from and sticking with that because you're everybody has the same information now that they're trying to teach you just in different ways and they call out to you in different advertisements and
Mm-hmm.
try to get you to buy their thing. So that's really the hardest part when you're doing it by yourself because you don't have a team like, "Oh, I think we should do this," and then half the room's like, "No."
Have you ever thought about getting a mentor?
Yeah, so um I've invested into coaches before, so I actually do Tony Robbins results coach right now.
Okay.
That's really kind of mentoring me in state management and how to manage stress and overwhelm and anxieties because that never goes away.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Even like the most successful people that I'm watching and learning from, I'm realizing anxieties and doubting yourself never go away. And it's all about, okay, how do you bounce back? How do you show up as a leader even when your business might be falling apart? It might be a bad month. And you have to show your team that, no, we're going to fight through this. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
keep strength. And you have to show up as a leader. And that's really who I want to be. I want to be a leader. And when I do have a team someday, I want to be the guy that, even in the darkest of times, it could be cloudy, raining outside, but we know we're going to get through this step to not never say like quit.
Right. Just get an umbrella.
Yeah, just get an umbrella. It might be windy, but yeah, that's the biggest thing that I've gotten from my results coach from Tony Robbins is just managing state. Like I have a whole process in my life of kind of priorities, and health is number one. Where I've a in my Notion, I have a whole like kind of document with all this stuff, but I have a health is number one where I focus on my mental health, physical health, eating habits, and resting habits. If I master those, I'm able to love myself, and then it goes into mastering your relationships, your friends, family, your coworkers,
Mm-hmm.
fans, assets of people that you can call, and then everybody else is a stranger. And my goal is every stranger to be nice to because you never know when a stranger could become a friend or a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
And once you can love other people, then I bring that into choosing your lifestyle and choosing to be happy every day and choosing the things that you want to do to show up. If you want to show up and be a clean person or show up and be a positive person, you have to act like that every day and tell yourself over and over again that you are this
Yeah.
person. And then that feeds into doing passionate work and really believing in what you're doing and doing it with a purpose to help people and make this world a better place. And then the last priority is wealth because I feel like if you do those four things in order, wealth will come and
Mm-hmm.
life will serve you.
Yeah. I am kind of in the similar mind frame because to me, it's just money. Money is not important to me. But we need money to survive, right?
Yeah.
But if you do the right things, the money will come.
Yes.
So,
That's as an early entrepreneur, money is like the hardest thing because like still at the point like a year in, like I'm spending a lot more on these tools and learning and the education behind it, way more, spending way more than I'm making right now.
right.
But that's the process, and I know that all this will pay off, and I have like full faith that what I'm doing right now is gonna allow me to be the person I want to be and to travel and go on tour with my band and just to be able to be a positive influence no matter where I go and attract financial wealth to me so I can do whatever I want and just help people. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
On my deathbed is I just want to say I help people, and even I have to remind myself even when I'm like in my low points that I am currently living my dream. And that's like as a
And
26-year-old.
not a lot of people can say that. So you being so young as you are, being able to say that is quite amazing.
Yeah. I feel so blessed in my life every single day that I am living my dream. I'm inspiring people. I'm getting to play drums every day. I'm going on tours. I get to have amazing family around me that support me and show up to everything that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the early stages of living out my dream, but you're never going to hit your goals. It's always like a step ahead of you. Just you're always going to be looking forward, and you're never going to be at the destination because at least for me, like I'm always thinking ahead, trying to get to that next point. But if I looked at myself 5 years ago and said you were going to be here, I would have been ecstatic. So
You were going to be on this podcast.
yeah, this is my first podcast, so this was a dream come true right here. I've been wanting to do this for a year and feel like I can talk about all my crazy manifesting ideas, and this is like a dream come true even right now. So every day is a blessing. You never know what's gonna happen. When I woke up today, it's like, wow, I'm living my dream.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right. So, I do ask everyone this before we wrap up, but I know you're young still. But what's the greatest lesson failure has taught you that you still carry with you?
So I've had a lot of small failures in my life, and a lot of it has been through bands failing and seeing a lot of projects I've been a part of. Like, it has so much high hopes, and then reality never matches up to the hopes. And what I've gathered from all those small failures has just been, if it's really good and you believe in it, don't give up. And because I've had a lot of, there's one band in particular that really had a lot of potential. We had a great singer and everything, like the bandmates were good, and it failed because everybody was just so wrapped up in other things and spreading their focus. And the biggest thing I've learned from that, if it means a lot to you and you really see it going somewhere, don't take your focus off of it. And that's what I've been taking with me with this coaching program, all the relationships that I have, this band, When the Sun Sets. These are like the things that I see lasting years if I put my focus into it, because I know the second I take my focus away on it, it's going to fail. And that's the biggest life lesson I've learned, that if you care about something, don't give up.
Yep.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Where can we learn more about the band and all the things that you're doing?
So I have Instagram is where I'm most active. I post 4 times a day on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So I'm most active on Instagram.
Is it When the Sun Sets or your personal?
So I promote my personal one mostly. So that's Steezy Boy Drums, STEEEZY
Okay.
Boy Drums. And I post all my drumming stuff. I do promote the band a lot there. But the band, When the Sun Sets, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that. And the band is really the main focus because we focus on mental health, and that's the driving alignment that I have is with this band, and really just helping people with mental health struggles and anxieties to know that they're never alone in this.
Great. Well, get When the Sun Sets merch.
We have good merch.
And go follow When the Sun Sets and Adam.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
be
Pauline.
good enough. I couldn't be what you need. Maybe I'm just out of my luck. Tearing apart at the seams. So hit me like a paper cut. Another story that you can't see. You can call it what you want. Forever stuck in a bad dream.
Thanks for tuning in to Making It Happen. If today's episode hit home, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who needs to hear it.